Right? Ghost was on this operation alone, but that's how Ghost moves. Alone. You never see him. You don't see him coming in. You don't see him going out. Apparition. See right through you. Can't see me at all. Invisible man. I mean, that's Ghost. They say this is a big rich town. What's up, Jules? Diamond Girl here. Anyway, it's Sunday night. What can I say? As I've been saying, as per episode, the commentary for episode 1, I've been saying that I have been recapping season 6. So tonight I'm here to talk to you about, of course, episode 3, Still Dre, season 6. I don't know. I keep saying in all of these commentaries that I'm absolutely going to miss this show. I'm going to miss everything about it. I'm going to have something to look forward to, something to watch on Sunday night. So I definitely have to find something else. I don't think anything will ever take the place of Power. So anyway, let's get into this video. Let's talk about episode 3, Still Dre. As I've said, I take notes, so I may grab my book while I'm talking to you guys, or I may look down. So anyway, I said I always have 3, but I don't know how many I have tonight. So I definitely want to talk about Donovan, since he lost his life. And since the episode is revolving around Dre, we're definitely going to talk about Dre, right? We're going to talk about Ramona. We'll touch a little bit about Tyreek and the girl that's, he brought on to his little, pill operation or whatever. But as I said, let's just get into this video. So, of course, since I was just talking about Tyreek and the girl, who we never have a name for her character other than she's just some girl that goes to choke with him, right? I'll talk about them really quickly. It kind of like feels to me, looking at Tyreek and this young lady, kind of probably like the way Ghost and Tasha started out when they were that age, except they both weren't in a privileged school, nor did they have a privileged life like Tyreek. But it kind of like feels like that could have been the way that his parents started out, as when his father started. Only difference is his father. I don't really know if it's a difference or not. Tyreek pushes pills, right? Ghost push drugs. It's just that he started out as a corner boy. We don't know exactly what Tasha did or how Tasha came into play, because like I've been saying, they don't give us any background on Ghost and Tasha as far as high school and how they all came together. Him, Tommy, Angela, boop de whoop whoop, all the people from the hood, right? So anyway, I just kind of feel like they're giving us kind of like a feel of how Ghost and Tasha started out by giving us a glimpse of Tyreek and this young lady, or maybe not. It's just my thoughts, right? Comment down below if you think different. What's your theory, or what was your theory? Since the season is, of course, now over, and almost over, I should say, and we're recapping. So that's about it for them. I'm ready to talk about Donovan. I don't know. Anytime I'm watching shows like this where people are playing detectives, cops, FBI agents, USA attorneys, whatever you want to call them, it's something about, or even a fireman or firewoman, it's something about a person who chooses jobs or careers or positions where their life can always be put online. I always feel like it's something valiant about them. I'm not even going to talk about how people can become crooked in these type of situations. That's not what this video is about. It's about power. Talking about Donovan and his position, it's a shame that he went out the way he went out, but we have to understand who Dre is, right? What is Dre? A weasel, as I've always said. But Dre is definitely for self, so it's all about survival. And unfortunately, Donovan had to die in this episode. But as we've been watching this season, we've noticed that people are dropping off, right? Like, let's just be real. Even before season 6 started, people were dropping off. I kind of felt like the series or this show was going to come to an end back when, I can't remember his name, but the guy that had the 718 tattoo, he was like Ghost right hand man, or not Ghost Tommy, or him and Tommy both trusted him when he died. So I was just like, oh my God. I think that was one of the hardest episodes for me to watch when he died, because I just loved him. But anyway, Donovan, he had to die. It's unfortunate. I kind of feel like, come on, like somebody should survive. Like, does everybody have to die that's connected to this whole thing? I guess so. And I think the creator and the writers feel the same way. Or if this show is actually going to mimic reality and how it is to be in this life, even in that position and being the good guy on the good side, yeah, most times people do die. They get shot, they die carrying out their duties. Hats off to those who do it in real life that are not crooked. God bless you. I'll keep you in my prayers. It's definitely not an easy job. And it's not easy for the people that their families, nor the people that they're connected to, or the people that they're married to, wives, husbands, children, etc., etc. Anyway, moving on. As I said, Donovan had to die. It sucks how he died. He pretty much died doing his job and protecting someone who literally should be dead. Let's just be real here. Dre, I'm not God, so I'm definitely not going to say who deserves to live and who deserves to die, nor am I a writer for the show. However, Dre, I'm telling you, he's like that little rat that can squeeze between any size hole just to get in and get out, So we see Donovan pretty much protecting him because he's in witness protection, along with his daughter. As we know, in season 5, he had already made a deal and pretty much said he didn't care about his baby mama. I don't know, he didn't care about baby mama. He said, I don't give a what about her. Just make sure that there is something set up for my daughter and myself. And as we see in this season, he's in witness protection, but it doesn't last long, right? Because Alicia Jimenez, who we'll talk about later, is in custody. And of course, he has a connection with her. If you watch ahead, you'll see how he tries to get a connection with her, because Dre is all about getting to the top and he doesn't care about who he steps on to get there. So anyhow, Donovan, he dies protecting Dre and his daughter, and he dies at the hand of Dre, which is what I think sucks big time, because it's just like you go all out, duty or not, because me evaluating the show and looking at it and like placing it in a real life scenario, part of it is not, for me, it wouldn't be so much about protecting the witness, but there's a child in this situation and they're shooting, bullets are flying everywhere, and then he's a parent. So me not being a parent, but having nieces and nephews, I kind of understand what that parent love is like. So I can see where, as his duty and also as being a father, as he stated to a daughter, that he would go above and beyond to not only protect the witness, but protect the witness child, because you definitely don't want the child to get hurt. But anyway, Dre didn't care, so he gets shot trying to protect him, and then Dre, holding his daughter, grabs the gun. I just get so excited talking about this show. He grabs the gun and he's listening to Donovan plea, pretty much beg for his life, like, come on, man, give me a break. I'm trying to protect you or whatever. I'm a father just like you. And he tries to play on that soft spot that Dre has, because he definitely has a soft spot for his little girl. Most fathers do, right? I'm a grown woman, very much grown. And my father, when I talk to him, he always addresses me as my girl, and it just makes me melt. It's nothing like being daddy's girl, nothing like it. You really become the jewel of their heart, outside of their wives or whatever the case may be. Girls, don't take advantage of that. I'm just kidding. But anyway, he goes through this whole plea, but even with everyone knowing that watches the show that's Dre's soft spot, his daughter, Dre still doesn't care. Dre pulls the trigger anyway, kills this man, and not only does he kill Donovan, he kills Donovan in front of his daughter, to the fact where they did it, the blood splatters across her face, and I'm just like, You don't even know if this is going to traumatize this little girl for the rest of her life, right? In real life, you know, you think that kids don't remember things when they're that small, but they do. I remember things, I think, up until as far as 3 years old. Anything before 3, I can't really recall, you know, but everything stems from the childhood, right? So thank God this is just a show. Thank goodness this is just a show, because I cannot imagine the what would be going on in this little girl's mind. You know, she's just so oblivious as far as the acting goes because she's very young, but it's just like, oh my God, you know, sometimes you mistreat children when they're that young and they grow up and be serial killers, or they grow up and then they beat on women, or they beat on men, or, you know, they grow up with all these mental issues because of things that happened to them when they were so young. So that's a disclaimer. Don't mistreat the kids. Find a better way to discipline them. Okay? Anyway, moving on, you know, we talked about Donovan. We talked about Dre still being a weasel because that's who he is. Another person I wanted to mention was Ramona. Surprisingly, I wasn't a fan of Miss Ramona Garrity from the time that she stepped on the scene, and she definitely stepped on the scene in this episode. Ramona Garrity, you know, the one that just wanted Ghost to caress her so softly. As we've seen after this episode, but in this episode, she walks in like a boss. It's one thing I love is a strong woman. I'm not gonna say all women are weak. I think we all have our tolerance levels and what we have our tolerance levels for. However, Ramona walks in like an alpha female. I love it. I'm an alpha female. I'm about going after what I want. I'm about getting it. And I'm relentless until I do. The only thing is I'm not stepping on anybody to get it, because I understand who I meet up, I may very well meet on the way down. And besides, it's great to be kind to people, right? She walked in like, yeah, you gotta go, 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 and you gotta go. And I need to meet whoever this James St. Patrick is. I'm intrigued by him. So, you know, this is who Tate wanted, right? The show, the way the episode went, they said that someone was going to be sent to help him with his campaign because they really wanted him, I guess, to win as lieutenant governor, a black man in the seat or whatever. So they send this black woman who's all about, I mean, she's like Mr. Clean Muscle. Like, I don't even have a muscle, but she's definitely like Mr. Clean Muscle. She comes in like laying the law. Like, thank you for your services. To the left. Is that the left? Yep. To the left, to the right. Do what you gotta do. Pack your things up. You gotta go. And then what happens? Somewhere in the episode, she meets Ghost or James St. Patrick, right? And she said she wanted to meet him. And immediately when she meets him, all of us girls, who knows, what girl don't love an alpha male? And a confident one at that. And you already know where this is going. She feeling him. Like, let's be real. Who wouldn't? I would too. You know? I mean, and she's pulled into that finesse immediately. She's sucked into that swag that Jamie St. Patrick has. And we all know where this is gonna head, right? We already know. So that's it for Ramona, except for one thing, right? She's alpha chick, right? So any chick that's interested in a dude, of course you want to know if he's involved with somebody or not. And she finds that out. And when she finds out, when she meets Tasha, while they're at dinner along with Tate, like discussing these campaign issues or things, these strategies, she learns that James and Tasha are married, but they're going through a divorce. So I know in the back of her head, she's like, check. I know I would be if I was interested in him. I mean, hey, the man's got it, okay? If he has it, he has it. You know, what can we say? He just has it. So I know that was like a plus for her. I'm sure she was very, very happy, or at least her character. But like I said, I'm talking from a female point of view. I know I would be. I'm like, okay, you know, I kind of got my eye on him. I'm kind of feeling him. I just met him, you know, whoop, whoop, whoop. I need to know, is he involved or is he not? Is he married or is he not? Actually, these are usually things that I, first thing I look for anyway, when I'm looking at somebody or maybe possibly interested in them. If they got a ring on their finger, I'm like, that way. Yeah, can't do it. He's already spoken for. He's off the market. Can't go shopping there. So anyway, yeah, I think that is about it for Ramona. Other than that, I'm just like, okay, we already know where this is going. She feeling him, and more than likely, eventually, she is going to end up in the bed with James St. Patrick. So on that note, let me grab my book because I want to see what else I want to cover on episode 3. Definitely Jason. So trusty notebook. Yes, I told you I take notes while I'm watching. Jason. He's definitely something else. So, in this episode, he's rallying Tommy and Ghost to get Alicia Jimenez. And the crazy thing is, when I watched this episode again, when I first watched it, I was just like, why is he trying to get rid of Alicia Jimenez? And then it dawned on me, she's his competition. I had to find a word. I was going to say component, and that's definitely not it. She's his competition. So why wouldn't he want her dead, right? Outside of the fact that also she has a lot of info when it comes to Tommy and Ghost, and she's locked up with the feds. We don't know how, if it had played out where she didn't die, how, if she was going to punk out a little bit, and start spilling the beans, which I think she might have. If I remember from watching the episode again, she definitely was going to flip. What does she have to lose? She was the boss. Here it is. Another woman in the episode, boss. BAWSE. Gotta love it. And I'm telling you, she was a boss to the end, because once Jason got Ghost to go after her and Tommy to go after her, let me just stop right there. Tommy had a better plan than Ghost. It's actually funny because they both kind of had the same plan, but Tommy had more hands, right? Ghost was on this operation alone, but that's how Ghost moves. Alone. You never see him. You don't see him coming in. You don't see him going out. Apparition. See right through you. Can't see me at all. Invisible man. I mean, that's Ghost. But anyway, Tommy he was the bait that caught the fish, and they got her back to Jason, and Jason's having this dialect with her, and she's like, I'm not dropping no. I love it. She sat there in that suit with her legs crossed, smoking that cigarette. I already know this is the end. I'm not even begging for my life, but I'm definitely not telling anything. But one thing I am going to say to you is the same people who did this to me, they're going to trade you too. They're going to set you up too. Don't trust them. But Jason didn't listen to her. Disclaimer, guys, gentlemen, bruh, listen to us sometimes. We make sense when we're not being, we even make sense when we're emotional, but I guess in that state, I don't know, he just didn't take us seriously. I don't know if it was because of his culture, because they were Serbian, I don't know, but he didn't listen to her. Men, listen. Listen when we talk. Don't hear us, listen. Or do both, hear and listen. So he didn't listen, but homegirl went out like a boss, and he killed her so brutally. You would think she did something to him. I mean, come on, Doc, you shot her in the head, she's dead. Or the way the bullet went through. I mean, they are literally not playing with this season. She went out like a boss, smoking that cigarette, legs crossed. I'm not dropping no info. You getting ready to pop me, so pop me. And that's what he did. He popped her. And she was going, and that was it. Rip Alicia. I'm telling you, that chick was a boss. She was a boss from the time she entered this show to the time her enter and her exit. Boss. It was bugged out how when she entered into the show, and they keep talking about the Jimenez brothers, and all you have is this one face, which is a guy, which was her brother, and I'm thinking it's definitely another guy. Where's the guy? And then you find out the whole operation is a girl. So love it. We're not even in the Women's Month yet, and I love it. Yes, we run the world, like Beyonce said, like Beyonce saying, but the truth is we really can't do it without a man. We can't. All of you liberal, independent women, throw your hands up at me. Please don't get mad at my statement. We need each other. The men need the women and the women need the men. Point blank and period. Moving on. So I think the last thing I want to cover, or the last two things I want to cover in the recap of this episode, is Tommy bringing Lakeisha to the warehouse. I can't say enough, and enough that Lakeisha is not cut out for this life. She's not cut out for this. As soon as somebody knocks at the door, she's oh my God, it's the cops. What are we gonna do? And it's not even the cops. She's not cut out for the life. At least her character is not. She's not cut out for it at all. Point blank and period. But he brings her to the warehouse. Even the guys at the warehouse are like, Tommy, yo, why you bring your girl here? Like, come on. Let me just be real. If I was the girlfriend of a drug dealer or the wife of a drug dealer, I would want no parts of it. I don't even want to know that that's what he's doing. Keep that a secret from me. What is it called? Just in case I ever got pulled in, pliable clause. That's not it. But it's when I don't know and I have no knowledge. It's a law terminology for it. But anyway, I don't know. But God forbid, if I was that girl or was that wife, I would not want to know. I don't, you know what? I do care where the money is coming from. I can't live like that. Point blank and period. I'm not set up for it. I'm just not. I don't like risk too much. I don't like drama at all, so I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want it around me. Point blank and period. I love that point blank and period. So don't beat me up for constantly saying it. So, but she's just really not cut out for it. And he brings her to the warehouse. But the thing is, Lakeisha, she wants to prove to Tommy that she can do this, especially because she wants Tommy to cut his ties with Tasha. She wants him to cut his ties with Ghost. It's almost like, in what rewatching this, it's like they're trying to get to like where Tasha and Ghost is. Regardless if Tasha and Ghost didn't get along, they were great together as far as that type of lifestyle is concerned, because Tasha was the brains behind the accounting and cleaning the money, you know. But Lakeisha's not cut out for it, and I feel like Tommy made a big mistake by bringing her to the warehouse. Seeing that she's weak when it comes to this type of lifestyle, he should have just kept her out of it. Kept her far away from it as much as he could. But then Tommy is trying to prove something as well, right? So he's trying to prove that he can stand on his 2 feet without Ghost. So with that being said, the last thing that I want to mention is just the conversation that Ghost is having with Tyreek regarding Tommy, because you have to remember at this point, Ghost thinks that he killed Tommy, and he's talking to Tyreek about it, or I think he learned that Tommy's not dead. I'm a little unsure about that, but anyway, he's having this conversation with Tyreek, and he's saying to Tyreek, like, you can't trust Tommy. You can't. So I do think at this point they're having this conversation. I think he's telling Tyreek that Tommy is dead. Anyway, if I'm confusing it, go back and watch it for yourself. But he's just like letting, you know, Tyreek know that Tommy can't be trusted, or he couldn't be trusted. And Tyreek, when I first watched the episode, I thought Tyreek was just in this place where that's his dad, and he still kind of like has a soft spot. He can't lie to his dad, but that is just not what it was. Tyreek was playing his father. So even in pretending to, you know, like, oh, I can't lie, he's definitely playing his father, you know. So everybody's moving around this chessboard, because that's just what I'm going to call it, right? It's a game of chess, and not chess. It's a game of chess, and everyone wants to checkmate. They want to check the queen, right? So that's all I have for you. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. If you liked the commentary, thumbs it up, hit that like button. If you're not a part of the Jewel Empire or the Jewel Gang, please think about subscribing to this channel. We're gonna, again, I say it in every video, we're gonna have a ball over here. Subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, so every time I upload a video, whether it's commentary on Power or just something else you may be interested in, you will not miss it. Until next Sunday, I'll see you guys for the next commentary on episode 4 of Power.